I am Saurabh and I'm joined with Gaurav. We are co-founders here at Scalenut and really excited to be here today. We're launching a couple of features today and talking a bit more about SEO stuff. Before we start, I just thought maybe why not give you a couple of minutes of rundown on how the things have been progressing at Scalenut. So actually, today is our 10th month anniversary. So we're completing 10 months. Exactly 10 months back, Scalenut launched with its SaaS offering for SEO research and content writing powered by AI. And since then, the guiding principle here at Scalenut has been that how do we enhance the workflow of content creators, improve efficiency, with the guiding principle of sustainably helping users to improve their brand presence, increase their revenue using organic reach. During this while, we launched, after the main initial launch, we did a few more drops. We did SERP ideas, which was combining facts, the real facts, with the existing AI copywriting, so that the AI generated content is not containing bogus facts and figures, but actually the real stuff which we derive from SERP. We then later on enhanced our already existing NLP powered key terms by giving you the option of generating content for those key terms right away in that editor. Very recently, we launched cruise mode, which was, create your blog or a first draft within the first 5-10 minutes and, just spearhead your content writing journey. It's one of the most cool features and most loved one features. That was like the last launch. So while doing all of this, that was around a couple of months back, the internal thought structure was, what really is the next step? What is like the next milestone? While we are doing great into content research and on-page SEO for specific singular units of content pieces, what would be the really next logical step? And that's where we arrived towards, why not use that whole stuff, zoom that out, and maybe enhance the platform in a way that we can assist our users build not just singular content pieces, but a brand level content strategy. Today, what we're launching is topic clusters A and also multi-keyword SEO report. So till date, what you were able to do was create an SEO report for just one key term, one keyword, right? Now, probably you can add crazy number of secondary keywords so that, one content piece can target multiple keywords and not just one. So along with topic clusters and multi-keyword reports, what we're trying to effectively achieve is topical authority. And that's what is going to help us build a brand level content strategy. Now, this might all sound very fancy, and I've got Gaurav with me, who's going to deep dive into it. He's going to actually do the real work on talking more about topical authority, the what, how, and why of topical authority, and also talking about how the newly released features at Scalenut, are going to assist in all that. So that's it from my end. Over to you, Gaurav. Thank you.
Thanks, Gaurav. Thanks for the wonderful introduction. Let me deep dive into topical authority and how Scalenut will help you power your SEO content. Feel free to ask questions in between. Saurabh will try to answer as many as possible. And let's start. I'm sharing my screen. Saurabh, if you can quickly confirm whether you can actually see my screen.
I can see it now.
Perfect. Is it in the full screen mode now? Are you able to see it?
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay. Great. Cool. So we're going to cover, what are we going to cover today? We're going to cover what, why, and how of topical authority. We will deep dive into topical authority and how topic clusters would actually serve the purpose of building a topical authority. And the next is I'll give you a quick run through of the platform on how you can use Scalenut to plan, research, and create SEO content. So I'll try to keep it crisp, but feel free to ask questions in between. Well, the first question that comes to our mind is, what actually is topical authority, right? It's actually a measure of breadth and depth of knowledge that you demonstrate about a certain topic on your website. This is by the nature of the content that you publish and the topics that you talk about in your blog section, in your infographics, in your complete website, right? But what does that actually mean, right? What do I mean when I say the breadth and depth of a certain topic, right? It primarily entails a few things. The first is, let's say, related keywords about a topic, right? You would have all used multiple tools to figure out what are related keywords for a certain topic, right? One can use the Google Keyword Planner for that as well. But I'll give you an example of what I'm trying to say, right? If you're in the business of selling cat food, let's say, right, and want to show your dominance to the search engine about cat food, then perhaps the related keywords would be, food for a 1-year kitten, canned cat food, dry cat food, wet cat food, let's say cat food for a diabetic cat, or gourmet cat food, and so on, right? So these would be the related keywords, which perhaps if you're talking about cat food, you'll cover only certain aspects of these detailed topics. But when you want to show a topical authority to the search engine, then perhaps you should have articles about each of these. I'll touch base on this specific example sometime later as well in the deck. But that's an example about the related keywords, right? The second is user queries. Basically, what kind of queries are people looking for as far as cat food is concerned, right? So these would be questions which people ask on Google, like people also ask questions which people sort of ask on Reddit, Quora, and other places, right? These are the questions that people are actually concerned and want to get answered, right? In this example of cat food, some of examples could be: can I give dog foods to cats? How do I know that my cat is sensitive to some food? Should I give home food, or should I give food bought from the market to my cat? And so on, right? A pet owner who wants to know about cat food would be perhaps looking for these questions, and to build topical authority, you must answer these questions, right? And one of the very important aspect is also to cover the buyer journey, right? In the cat food, let's say, one would want to know, starting from the journey, right? If I have a pet, how do I select the cat food? Should I give home food? Should I give market food? How should I feed my kitten? Should I feed once a day or 5 times a day? Should I give the same food every day, or should I change the food, right? If my cat is unwell, what should I do, right? So covering the buyer journey, what problems or what stages he would be in as far as buyer food is concerned, that's also sort of pertains to connect to the main topic as far as topical authority is concerned. Let me give you another example here, a more sort of an analogy, right? Let's say you go to someone for advice, right? A person who is knowledgeable, who sort of understands your issues, is able to give you the right advice, right? Give you those right solutions, shows expertise over a subject matter. As an example, you want to understand about marketing automation, right? And you go to someone who knows about marketing automation in and out, would be able to understand your pain points, would be able to provide you solutions. and would be able to sort of uncover more things which you might not know, but which might be super helpful to you, right? Now, you're more liable to go to this person because you feel, hey, as far as marketing automation is concerned, he's an authority, right? So that's the sense of topical authority, right? So that person showing you authority uh, about all the areas related to marketing automation, that's what is the sense of topical authority. Cool. With this, I'll move to the next topic. Why this need for topical authority, right? One question, okay, we'll sort of build topical authority, but why is the need for it, right? I'll take an example here. In the field of SEO, we all would refer to, let's say, Neil Patel, right? Now, as far as Neil Patel is concerned, he's sort of an authority in SEO, right? He would talk about most of the topics on SEO. Now, let's understand each of these points in this specific context. If you demonstrate topical authority, you would rank on the search engine. Now, coming back to the earlier example, right? You will go to someone for an advice if he's able to demonstrate that dominance. He's able to demonstrate that authority and dominance over a topic. Similarly, search engines and Google will come to you if you show that authority, right? So Google will rank your articles if you show that topical authority. For example, Neil Patel demonstrates that topical authority, and almost all the areas of SEO, be it SEO writing, be it SEO optimization, be it SEO tools, you would see Neil Patel pages on the page one of SERP. The second is it tracks natural backlinks. When you are seen as authority, people will cite you. For example, today when you write articles, you would cite very high domain authority articles in your own blogs, right? So when you are an authority, you demonstrate about your domain or your authority about your domain, your niche. Someone will cite you as well, and you get those natural backlinks. Third is it draws more users, right? If you are able to solve problems, your user will develop more trust in you, and they're more liable to come back to you for anything and everything they would want to know, and tomorrow they would buy your products/services as well. Fourth is related to third as well, primarily because when people are getting most of their answers from a specific website around their domain/niche, they're more liable to share on social media. Not only just come back to your website, but also bring in a friend, right? Through referral, through word of mouth. So these are the advantages of topical authority. In the end, it will help you rank up your rankings. Power up your rankings on search engine, hence your organic traffic, right? I'll take a pause here. Saurabh, do we have any questions?
Not any open questions. They're going good.
Awesome. So we should move forward. Cool. Now we've talked about what is topical authority, why is it required, and then how to actually build it, right? Let me talk about a couple of steps that are required in building topical authority. First is research, right? Talk about research about the related keywords, as I talked about, what people are looking for, understand the buyer journey, and make a list of all the phrases/keywords that you would want to rank for. So that's the research part. But I'll tell you the problem, right? If you, for example, if you on Google Keyword Planner, you search for green tea benefits, you actually get you search for green tea benefits for US, you actually get 1611 keywords exactly. And the next step is so you get 611 keywords. So that's related keywords, right? Now what do we do of these keywords, right? Next step is to create clusters, which is logically grouping these queries, keywords, buyer journey issues into related clusters, right? So here are the few topics out of these list of keywords slash phrases where I would want to write. And these keywords, this cluster of keywords should also have relatively common sub pages, right? But the problem is, how do we, if I have 1611 keywords for green tea benefits, how do I actually cluster them? It's actually manually impossible to cluster, right? And that's what we're going to solve today. How Scalenut is going to help you cluster them, not just cluster them, but also sort of going forward in the creation and optimization journey. So after researching and creating clusters, third is creating high quality content about each of those clusters, right? When you have created when you have created high quality content about each of these clusters, make sure that you interlink each other to show that dominance when and people jump from one page to the other to get their questions answered. Make sure that you that you that you provide that incremental value to the user compared to your other competitor pages when you actually write these, and at any point of time, quality over quantity, right? Cool. Here's an example I want to run you guys about topical authority, and this is the same one which I was talking about some time back as well, right? Let's say you want to show your dominance about cat food. What are those clusters that you should write about, right? 1-year-old kitten, best dry food, indoor food, canned, kitten food at Walmart, diabetic, halal cat food, nutrition yeast, gourmet, is fancy feast good for your cat, right? These are some of the questions users would want to get answered. Now, when you've written about all of these clusters, interlink them to a pillar page which is about cat food, and your pillar page should also should have links to each of your post pages, right? When you build this kind of a structure, you answer all not only answer all the questions, doubts that user has, but also show dominance to search engines. Cool. So next is I'm gonna move to the platform now and show how you can do content planning, content research, and then content creation as well using Scalenut. So Gaurav, I'll take a pause here. If there are open questions, I'm happy to answer. Else, we'll jump on to the platform right away.
Yeah, there are a few, and I'm answering them on the chat.
Okay.
No open questions as such. Maybe we take more of them towards the end.
Perfect. So let me. So let me quickly move to the platform. Saurabh, is it visible? All good?
Yeah, I can see it.
Perfect. So this is our newest member called Topic Clusters. I'm going to take up a very related topic to what we're talking about today, and that's about SEO content writing, right? I'm going to select my country as US for now and create a cluster. Cool. It'll take almost 30 seconds to build this cluster. What happens in the backend behind the hood is we extract related keywords from various sources, from third-party sources plus our own algorithms, and then using BERT algorithm, we sort of try to cluster them as well in a bunch of clusters, right? So this is done. Let me open the cluster report. Perfect. So as far as SEO content writing is concerned, we have 40 clusters which are made. SEO content writing is the first cluster with 14 keywords. What is SEO content writing? SEO writing, SEO article writing, SEO writing assistant, article content writing, SEO writer jobs, SEO copywriting, yeah, blog content. So these are the clusters which are formed. You can search a cluster here through any keyword, and it also searches between any keyword which is, let's say, in between as well. So copywriting is in these, copywriting keyword comes in these three clusters, let's say. You can sort this by relevance, search volume, and number of keywords. I'll keep it relevance for now. And so this is so let's say if you basis on your niche, you can write about 10-20 of articles about 10-20 of these topics, which should be good enough for you to demonstrate the authority that you would want to show, right? Let me pick up SEO content writing for now, right? It has a total volume of 1640 monthly volume, and this is how it has 17 keywords. I'll create an SEO doc. So you can create a doc from here, which is basically your SEO report will get created from here. Instead of one primary keyword, which till now we have been building SEO reports about one keyword. This will create a SEO report for 17 keywords, right? Good thing is that most of the SERP results are common for these keywords, and what we do is we rank the SEO results basis volume and relevance of the keyword, and then take top 30 keywords, which are the most common ones for this to get built. We'll wait for a few seconds before it sort of gets made. Let me quickly show you another topic cluster by now, which I made some time back. It's around puppy food. Cool. So you see the clusters, right? Raw puppy food, puppy treats, puddle puppy food, food for puppies, wet puppy food, best, brands, blue, soft puppy food, neutro puppy food, wellness, pro plan, and so on. So it talks about quite a few number of topics, which if you cover, it would sort of show authority/dominance on the search. Right? Let me open this one by now. Okay, awesome. So the report has been created. Let me open this one. Oops. Okay, yeah, this my bad. This is the one. Awesome. So that was the planning part, where I planned about SEO content writing. I picked up what is SEO writing as the first topic. Here, I'll talk about the next part about SEO research, right? So if you see in the top 30 articles, this is the word count, 2430, 2500, 2400, average word count between 1 to 10, 1 to 20, and 1 to 30 overall. This is the content grade, which is given by Scalenut and is a measure of comprehensiveness of the article. Number of hashtags, readability is fairly standard, and then the number of images as well. You can see all of them here as well by clicking these, and just see in the graph as well visually to absorb the data better, and list of 30 articles as well. Now let me come to the outlines. Now this is an outline of the top ranking articles for these bunch of keywords. I can use this to make a very nice brief. Let me do that. Like this. Okay. Let me write this as well. Okay. You can edit them as well, right? I want to remove these numbers, so I can edit there. Some other things which I want to mention is, let's say, okay, I want to also mention this one. Perfect. And then, so this is the one I've created. Obviously I can edit here, I can make h2 to h3 and other things. What I can also do is I'll move to this social listening question session. This is a question being asked on Quora, Reddit, and then these are the questions created by our AI. Let me pick up some of them. What is SEO content writing? Insert as an FAQ. Why isn't good content enough? Perfect. Then I'll pick up some of them here. That should be enough for now. And these are the citations in the top ranking article if you want to use. And these are NLP terms, right? See the NLP terms: meta description, search engine. And the beauty is, let's say I click on meta description, I am able to see the examples of meta description where people would have used these. So in the first ranking article, this is how meta description is used. In the second rank article, this is how it is used, and so on. In the case of headings, I can also see this is how blog is being used in the H tags of the top ranking articles. Perfect. Now that I've built this, so we have covered two aspects of it. One is two aspects of content writing till now, which is plan and research. Now I'll move to create. So you have two options to create content. One is cruise mode, which is like an automated workflow, which will help you to create a draft in 5 minutes. Or else you can go to the editor to write yourself, or take the help of AI as well to write. But let me use cruise mode for now. It's been my favorite for some time. Yeah. I want to give a context here, which is I'll pick this one, AVJ. I can also see top ranked articles by titles of the top ranked articles here. I'll pick this one rather. Don't forget to do a bit of tweaking to give your own flavor. Awesome. Let me move next. Perfect. So guys, the brief that we have made in the last section is now here, right? It's made my life so much easier. This is what I made, right? This is the brief which we made, right? We also changed these 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they remained as is. So it's coming here. Okay, awesome. Some of the FAQs that we mentioned. You can also always add more FAQs from here if you want. Like what should be included in SEO content strategy. Now this is being added as H2. Perfect. Or I can also add some of the FAQs I want. You can also edit, change, or add ranking outlines, which we saw in the research sections here as well, and the FAQs if I want to add the same one that we saw in the research section. So let me quickly move to the next section, which is writing points. some. Okay, we've got writing points for everything, right? And now I can obviously edit these if I want, or add more, or regenerate as well. In the interest of time, let me quickly go next, and here is what you will get, the first draft. Just wait for maybe a few more seconds. It'll be like close to, I think, 1000 or 1500 words, and that's why it's taking time. Oh, perfect. See, I've already got a grade B article, right, of 2000 word count. So this is a first draft. I can always edit it. Let me quickly export it to the editor. So here I get it in the editor, right? I can now edit it, do whatever I want to. I can use the AI toolbar, right? I can instruct AI. This is like you can give an instruction to AI and just click. Use connectors. Here are a few settings that I can use. Some of the things that we saw in the research section are here as well for easy perusal. Search facts, something where I would want to know facts on search than just using AI to write. Cruise mode is something that we have recently gone through. So yeah, here we are writing a 2000 article with a grade B. This is how you can use Scalenut to plan research and create articles. This is just one. In case you are building a cluster, create a few more. Create at least a cluster of 10 to 20 articles, mapping them all to the pillar page, and believe me, you'll get results. So I'll take a pause here, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
So couple of points around citations, and people also asked questions. So Trevor, we've already got people also asked questions in the question section. Gaurav, would you like to just show the Google questions in the editor?
Sorry, I didn't get that, Saurabh.
So a couple of questions around the question section we have got in editor. So people wanted to know if we are covering. People also asked questions from Google. So would you want to show them on the screen once?
So one thing which I sort of also wanted to show before people also ask questions. So here you can also just completing the workflow. You can see for the SEO content writing clusters, you can see the docs in progress, which is this one, and you can also see the the status of this one, which is here. So out of these 40 clusters, this is the one which is in progress, and content grade and word count should be here. Let me quickly check on what is the problem here, but yeah. So basically, you can get a very quick glimpse of how your articles are performing here, in one go. So that's the sort of workflow. As far as questions is concerned, let me move here. Cool. So in this case, we didn't get people also ask questions, because it might be possible that we did not get those questions for this specific term. Yeah.
So Gaurav, there's a question around like how do we cluster the different keywords? Would you just quickly want to talk about how do we like semantically relate the keywords?
Yeah, sure. So what we do is first of all, we gather related keywords from Google and some other third-party sources, and then what we do is uh, we've made our deep learning algorithm, which is basis on BERT. BERT is an open source natural language processing. It's sort of a transformer which is a good bridge between natural language and computers. So it helps computers understand natural language and provides semantic similarity between keywords. And basis on BERT, we have built our deep learning algorithm to cluster them.
Okay. So we've got a few more questions. Juna asking about content grade in editor. So the content grade signifies how comprehensive your content is. The best way to improve your content grade is you get to the key terms section, which appears on the right side on your screen. I would personally use the unused filter, the sorting option, unused, and it will just show me all the key terms which are still not used in my content, and I keep on using them. We also have added few AI capabilities where you can generate paragraphs for that specific NLP term. Okay. And yes, there are a couple of comments around changing grade to scoring. That's happening. The feedback has been taken. There's work happening in the background. We'll very soon be moving to a numeric system, so there'll be a score. Okay, so what next? How does a topic cluster connect to cruise mode? So within a topic cluster, you can create a report. While creating the report, you can choose how many words, how many key terms you want to include. That's the step one. Step two, once you open the report and when you have done the research, while creating, you can invoke the cruise mode. So from a cluster, you create a SEO report. Within that report, you can invoke the cruise mode. Okay, what next? So Akhilesh asks, in the topic clusters list, we get each box is one topic on which the article has to be written, and the keywords inside each box have to be included in that article. So that's like the ethos of clustering, right? What we try to do is, out of the tons of related keywords, right? As Gaurav mentioned, we cannot possibly write for each keyword separately. So what our algorithm does is it clusters, it groups semantically similar keywords which can be targeted by one single content piece. So what you do is, when you see a cluster, you create a report, and then also while creating the report, you can further choose which keywords to use, which you want to skip, and that's how you proceed with the workflow. Okay, Amanda wants to recap the citations page. Gaurav, do you want to quickly open the citations tab?
Absolutely. Just give me a second, I'll be there. Yeah, so this is a citation space. This is basically the citations that people have given in the top ranking articles. So that means Moz has been cited 13 times in those articles, and this is the anchor text. This is the citation URL, and so Backlinko has cited moz.com with this anchor text. Again, Neil Patel has cited moz.com with this anchor text, right? Let's take another example. Let's take href example. So blog.hubspot.com has cited ahrefs with this anchor text. Gathercontent.com has again cited ahrefs with this anchor text. So that's how it should be read.
So there's a question about Facebook. Can we use clusters in Facebook? Can you please elaborate this question? So what we currently do is we take Google search engine's data as our basis. the search volumes coming out are Google search volumes, and the content pieces which are created are intended for search. So if there's anything specific you would like to ask about Facebook, maybe you can just repost the question. Okay. Okay. So Trevor asks, Gaurav, this is an interesting one, and also talks about how do we select the primary header keyword while creating clusters. So Trevor is asking, guys, I found the clustering was failing if you started off with too many words. Is there a max number of words? Gaurav, do you want to take this up?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I was just writing a blog about it and will publish tomorrow. Tomorrow, quickly. But it's very important to select the right keyword for building clusters. The term should be relatively broad. When I mean by broad, it should be something like cat food, but not something as broad as cat, right? Because cat will have multiple intents. One wants to search about food, one wants to search about cat types, one wants to search about cat habits, and so on, right? So it shouldn't be as broad as cat, but perhaps should be relatively broad as cat food, so that you can talk about various topics around cat food, but also not divert from the intent where you would not want to talk about something else other than the food. But very importantly, let's not talk about very narrow keywords. An example of this would be healthy food for a diabetic cat, let's say, as an example, right? Now this would be too narrow for someone to build clusters around, right? One would not have enough allied topics, allied keywords, or allied questions about for users to write about as far as this keyword is concerned, which is, the example I'm taking is food for a diabetic cat. So that's how you should select. It shouldn't be super broad. It should be broad enough, covering your category, and it shouldn't be narrow enough so that you can't talk about alike topics.
Cool. So there's another question. Is there a way to add multiple keywords to be in cruise mode? So that's what we're launching today. Till now, SEO reports were only created for a single keyword. And Gaurav probably will show this off. Like, you can create multiple, you can add multiple secondary keywords now to create an SEO report.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say wet cat food is one. Then I can keep adding secondary keywords, right? And I can keep adding, right? Remember to add only related keywords, else the results that you would get would be unrelated and it will not sort of help. So you can add up to 20 secondary keywords with one primary keyword and then create a report around it.
Cool. Few comments and questions around recording and tutorials. So guys, we are going to have the recording of this webinar on our YouTube channel. It will be shared on the Facebook community as well. We'll also be adding help tutorials in our Scalenut help section. You go to help.scalenut.com and that's where you find all the help articles. Still, in case you guys have any issues around usage of any feature, feel free to ping us on the chat support. We're available 24/7. And we'll be happy to take you through specific features wherever required. Thanks, Trevor. Okay, so there's a question around the type of pillar page which should be created. Should it be a page, a post, or a category page? And I believe this is to do with the WordPress way of posting. So right now, what we have built within the Scalenut tool is around the content creation, right? The guidance is around what sort of content should be created and how should it be structured, right? In terms of what should be the different clusters which should be created. Typically, when it comes to ranking content, Google doesn't make a difference, like it doesn't puts a certain bias basis how the page is configured. But then again, you don't really know the exact answer. It's SEO at the end of the day. But yeah, we'll get more into it once we release further features around how the pages should be structured and how do we connect into WordPress. Okay, maybe we'll take last few questions. Thank you, Trevor, for the suggestion. I'll definitely look into this around the beta testers specific group. Okay, so there's one question around cruise mode and is there an easy way to add those keywords so that cruise mode uses them in this writing? So I'm expecting you're asking this question for NLP terms and the secondary keywords. So what our algorithm in the background does when you create an SEO report, it figures out what are the most relevant key terms. And when you create content using AI, in the background, it automatically provides a logical bias to those specific terms so that the chances of them appearing in your content is higher. So for example, when Gaurav created content using cruise mode, I believe what was the content grade? It automatically, the first draft came out to be a content grade B. Am I right, Gaurav?
That's right.
Yeah. So that's basically how we structured the cruise mode. Yeah, a few questions around keyword difficulty. We're going to have further enhancements to this tool to include more parameters, beyond search volume. So stay tuned. Next few weeks are going to be very exciting in this space. So I was saying this earlier as well. This is a first step towards a brand level content strategy creation, right? So topic clustering, multi-keyword report, and we're going to keep enhancing on this basis feedback and how you guys are going to use this feature. Yeah, Juna, the title has influence in the content. Yeah, so there's a question, can you rerun cruise mode within an SEO doc? The answer is yes. You just invoke it again from your editor's AI toolbar, which is just above the editor, and you can create fresh brand new content again within the same SEO report.
Yeah.
So Gaurav, there's a comment for you. In cruise mode, make the AI write from SERP features, please.
Yeah. No, that's a good suggestion. uh, we we're actually contemplating about it, and we should be we should be taking that up very quickly.
Thank you, Jermaine. Yes, Trevor, this is in the pipeline. We're going to add document section for title and metas happening very soon. Cool.
Perfect.
Right. So we are nearing the end of this session. Happy to take last question, maybe. Are the features available to all plans? So multi-keyword report, yes. Topic clustering is available on the growth and pro plans. Cool. Thank you, guys. Thank you for time. It was great talking to you. See you soon.